Oh, early. There we go. That's more like it. I'm professional. All right. What a week. Holy moly. Shootings everywhere. You got Venezuela going on. Oh, man. What a time we live in. What a time we live in. So, yeah, ICE shootings, Venezuela, Iran. We got Greenland going on. Greenland. What's going on in Greenland? Mexico? Talking about Mexico? Colombia? What's happening? What's going on? Is America trying to take over the world? Oh, man. Hey, it's warm in here. Gotta take this sweatshirt off. I wore this sweatshirt in honor of today, but too much. It's too much. This is probably a better message anyway. That's what we all need to be doing. Praying for America, for ICE agents, for just citizens. For the subverted. We gotta pray for the subverted. Oh man. So I'm gonna hit up Venezuela first, and then we're gonna go to the ICE shooting. Apparently, there's been another one. First thing I'll say is it's important to hold I'll steal that from Bongino. Hold. I'll stop it. We have to hold. You got to take a measured response to this stuff. You can't get all emotional about it. You know, so many people get emotional about stuff, and then that influences their opinions, their outlook, what they say about it, right? So Venezuela, people are saying it's about oil. Yep, it is about oil. People are saying it's about regime change. Yeah, I think it's about that too. And China and Russia and Iran and I guess the whole Monroe Doctrine thing. Those who aren't familiar with the Monroe Doctrine or the newly titled Donroe Doctrine. I'll get it eventually. This whole talking thing. It's tough. It's tough. Man, I've been practicing for so long. Still no good at it. The Donroe Doctrine, which essentially means that America will involve themselves in issues within their hemisphere because they see it as it's directly tied to our security. I'll get you. I see the comments. Let me star some comments. I'll definitely get back to some of you. So they're important to national security, the issues that happen within the hemisphere. Of course they are. But even I'm starting to get a little bit like, oh, what are we doing here? I mean, I'm cool so far, but we're getting close to the edge. Because I'm not, those who watch know that I'm not a just all Trump all the time guy. I'm an American first. You got to be an American first, right? When it comes to issues like this. I'm a Christian first, but yeah. And I guess I'm a dad second and a husband. What Americans on the list there, it's up high, right? God, family, country. So you got to look at it like an American and not get caught up in emotions, right? Interesting about emotions though. 12 hours after the Venezuela incident, whatever you want to call it, there was protesters marching all across the country. You had them in Seattle and Washington, D.C., and you had them in New York and I think Chicago, all with like the same signs, same fonts, same colors. Weird. It's like someone's funding it or something. I don't know. That's just speculation. Pardon my vitamin water. That's all that is. This is odd how quickly they do that, right? And then I was watching I saw this clip here I want to put up. Here's a little bit. It's the View now. So just bear. It's only a little bit. It's only a little bit of the View, not a whole bunch, just a little. We'll get through it.
Is this a legal thing? I mean, who voted for this? Who said, hey, yeah, go on in there and do this? Because originally, wasn't it, he was concerned about the drugs coming in and out, and yet he pardoned like a giant.
Right. So then Anna Navarro answers. Pretty interesting.
A dictator who has been part of oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years, when we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability, it brought me into tears. It brought me great joy. And, you know, I live in South Florida.
But are you okay with the way that it was done? But
you can, I think both things can be true.
Okay.
I think you can criticize and ask questions and have concerns about the way it was using the Venezuelan people and community. Vote Florida. The Venezuelan community. Your question, who voted for this? The people in South Florida. The Venezuelan community, the Cuban American community, the Nicaraguan American community voted for this. And for us, this is a very, very happy day when we see a dictator who has been part of oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years, when we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability, it brought me into tears. It brought me great joy. And
Ooh,
you know, I live
great
in South.
joy.
But
There's these.
are you
Yeah,
okay
so you're
with
not
the
allowed
way
to
that
say
it was
that.
done?
But you can. I think both things
That's
can be true. I think you
is
can
it Anna
criticize and ask
Navarro?
questions and have
Navarro?
concerns about the way it was
I don't
done
ever watch
and
that
what
show.
this means in the future.
Right.
And I think you can still celebrate that
Yeah.
this murderous, corrupt, sadistic son of a bitch is out of Venezuela.
Yeah.
Because
So that's cool. I mean, good, I guess. That, you know, there's a little bit of honesty there, a little bit of pushback on the whoopee. So Venezuela is an interesting story. We got to kind of wait and see what happens, right? You know, everybody's worried about what's going to happen now. What's going to happen now? We got to wait and see, right? We got to wait and see. Sounds like he wants to build up their oil machine, basically. I mean, Venezuela has more oil than any country in the world. I saw some report that said they have it's like 300 billion gallons or no barrels in the ground right now, something like that, where it was like worth $17 trillion. Venezuela used to be the richest, most prosperous country in South America until Hugo Chavez came in and in part and pushed socialism on the country. And the next thing you know, everybody's broke and bread's at $9 a loaf, and if there's even bread available, you know. People forget. And then so there as far as that goes, we gotta just wait and see. But then we got, man, the news is crazy this week. Then we got the shooting of the Renee Nicole Macklin Good. Renee Good. Her name was listed as Renee Nicole Macklin Good. I'm not sure why you need 4 names, but you know, whatever. And reports show that she's just an American mom. What's some of the rhetoric coming out of the Congress here? One of the most sleazeball people in the whole Congress. This is the narrative.
This is the glove compartment of Renee Good. 37-year-old mom, 3 kids. She wasn't a terrorist.
She wasn't married.
She wasn't a criminal. She was a mom.
Yep.
There's no weapon in that glove compartment.
She's driving the weapon.
There's no knife, no gun, no explosive. Stuffed animals. Any one of us with young kids knows what that glove compartment looks like. It's a distraction device. It's a bribery tool. It's a way to keep your kids calm when they're acting out in the car. She had a baby to go home to.
It's just a Maryland man. Right? Right? That guy, this is the guy that was in an intimate relationship, let's say, to keep it clean. Was in an intimate relationship with a Chinese spy for many years. Fang. And they never spoke for Ashley Babbitt. I'm going to get there too. So she's defined in the press as an American mom. And she was an American mom. She was. Producing's hard. Oh, see? She was just an American mom. And yeah, she was an American mom. There's truth there. Of course she was. I think she was a mother of 3. The father passed away in 2023, I read. So now these kids are left fatherless with I believe the woman that's with her lesbian lover or whatever, got charges against her for putting cigarette butts out on babies. I mean, these people are right. Thing is that accurate? An American mom. Yep, it's accurate, but also it's not. There's more to the story than that. and it's tricky when you look at a situation like that. You can't put too much into. We can't focus too much on the backgrounds and the past. They're important. They matter, but you can't focus too much on it. So yeah, she was a mother and all that. She was also an agitator and a protester, and there's even reports saying she was a paid protester. Remind me to lock the studio door next time. She was also a paid protester. But I'm going to play this video. NBC played a video today that I thought was actually an honest assessment, which is, a little bit surprising, but bravo. Pull it up here. Where did it go?
We want to now take a closer look.
I'm going to pull this full screen so you guys can see it.
Incident. And joining us now to highlight some key points investigators will be looking at is NBC's Tom Winter. He covers law enforcement for us. So, Tom, we're going to start the video here, and we're going to stop it pretty quickly because there's stuff we were learning from the get-go. Again, the police chief saying this vehicle was blocking the federal agents right there.
That's right, Tom. And a big caveat, we don't know what happened before this, but they're definitely going to look at the fact this is an unmarked vehicle, but the lights are on. These are clearly members of law enforcement. So that's at least known to this driver.
Let's play the video because something else happens right here. Those officers approach the vehicle. They try to open the door. Let's stop it here.
Actually, stop it. Let me pull this bigger. Can I get this bigger? I want that all the way. Let's see. All right. If you go back just a hair, she's backing up right here. And there's an officer over here kind of in front of the vehicle to the right. Not directly in front, but in front. And I seen a video Tim Pool was pointing out, and then I was like, yeah, that's a good point too. Is watch her front tire. She backs up, and then she hits the gas hard enough to make the tire spin. Now, she's on some slippery surfaces, so that would probably not be too hard to do, but she then turns the wheel towards the officer.
Open the door. Let's stop it here. How will this help the investigators?
Whatever is said here, what these officers say, if the driver said anything or not, could really help them understand whether or not they thought there was some sort of an imminent threat. Was this person trying to listen to them? Were they scared? Or is this going to be a problem?
And then, of course, what the driver does next. Let's play that video. Trying to leave there. One of the officers felt like they were forced to fire, and they do. We want to show another angle, reverse angle of the same incident here. We're going to freeze it. This is that same angle here. And what does this show us, Tom?
Well, this appears to show an officer right in front of the vehicle. That, in between the way that the vehicle was moving and the timeline of that, how was the officer responding in that split second going to be critical for investigators.
Finally, one more piece of evidence we want to talk about here, and it is the bullet hole in the front of the windshield. What will this tell investigators?
Well, you look at this, you look at ballistics, you look at witness statements, you look at other video, all going to be part of this investigation. But, Tom, it's going to take some time.
All right, Tom Winter for us. Tom, we thank you for that. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay.
Hang on. Be quiet. There we go. That's better. 1 second. Doing a little stuff here. Hang on now. Yeah. It's an ugly situation all around, right? I mean, it's just an ugly situation. That and do that. Okay. I'm not happy. No one should be happy that this woman is dead. Nobody. We shouldn't be celebrating. I haven't seen any celebrating. I saw one nasty meme that looked a lot like a Charlie Kirk meme. That's not cool either. Let's respect it. You know what I mean? Life matters, right? I mean, even if it's a twisted liberal mind, it's still a life that matters. Where'd that go? But we'd be lying to ourselves if we didn't at least say, hey, guess what? The media, the politicians, and the culture that they legitimize has pushed people, these leftist, useful idiot people, to believe that it is okay to assault ICE officers because they think they're the hero by doing it. It makes them think that they're the right one. these ICE officers, it's the same thing that they do, that the people, the puppet masters on the left do to get the left to believe and do whatever they want them to do. They tell them, oh, they're evil. It's like I say, that the right thinks the left is stupid. The left thinks the right is evil. What do you do when you oppose evil? You must be good, right? You must be good if you're opposing evil. So these people think they're doing the right thing. They think they're good people for doing it. And it legitimizes it. People are attacking ICE, doxing them, ramming them with cars, harassing them all over the place. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. We all know why. There was a police chief in Chicago police chief superintendent, I'm sorry, Larry Snelling, came out and made this statement today. Pull this back up.
Federal agents, ICE, HSI, are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles,
especially nowadays with all this stuff going on, with all this evil rhetoric going on, calling the ICE agents the Gestapo and they're Hitler's minions and Trump's Hitler, and they're ripping families apart and pulling people off the streets and sending them to, what did he say, torture dungeons in El Salvador. Makes it okay. It makes this stuff okay.
with
And
vehicles,
it's not.
it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer.
How
You are
ridiculous that you have
breaking
to
the
say
law
that.
when you do that. And you are putting yourself in danger. Following law enforcement agents around. The question is why? What do you plan on doing? It's also reasonable for them to believe that you're eventually going to do harm to them. If you ram any vehicle, especially that one that contains law enforcement agents, and that's any law enforcement, local, state, federal, county, and you do this intentionally, this is considered deadly force. Deadly force is anything that can cause great bodily harm or death. When you plow into a vehicle that contains law enforcement agents, you're using deadly force.
Why is that needed to, I mean, like, I get he's right, but why do we have to say that? And you got this stupid, ridiculous mayor out there dancing some weird jig and waving the Somali flag. A mayor in the United States of America doing that. I love this guy. I can't think of his name right now. He's a I believe a state senator or congressman in Virginia.
Well, the mayor of Minneapolis has a message for ICE.
And I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Okay, I'll bite. Or else what?
Right?
No,
Well,
seriously,
what?
Mayor, be specific. What do you plan to do if ICE actually continues to carry out its legal obligations within the city of Minneapolis? You going to call up your police force to do something about it? Because we all know you wouldn't do it personally. No. You would rely upon the police force that people like you regularly denigrate as being sexist, racist, bigoted murderers, right? The sort of institution that you want to defund is now the one you'll probably rely upon to try to push back against ICE. Yeah. Let me go ahead and spell this out for you, big guy. The only thing that leftists really control in this country when it comes down to it is an army of activists that identify themselves by their mental illness. And the rest of us are just
100%.
tired of indulging you at this point. Yeah, the fatigue has evolved into full-blown exhaustion at this point.
100%.
So 2026 is the year where when you get upset, we get happy, because the bottom line is we're sick of your crap. So go ahead and drop the F-bomb behind a podium if it makes you feel tough. But ICE is going to continue to do operations. And you know what you're going to do about it? Nothing.
Yeah, pretty much nothing. They can't interfere with federal agents. The state, they cannot interfere with federal agents. They can decline to help, but they can't actively work against it. And then you had I don't know if I can bring it up fast enough. Maybe I can. I don't know if you've seen it. The governor, I can't think of his dang name now. Waltz said that he's going to be thinking about activating the National Guard to go up against ICE. That's almost treasonous, isn't it? Then Trump could just go in and federalize them. People are calling for all kinds of stuff. They want and the Insurrection Act in Minnesota. They want all this crazy stuff. We need to all just hold. It's pretty obvious by the video that the woman tried to hit that guy. I don't know if her intention was to murder him, but she went far enough for him to be able to act in self-defense. Period. People say, oh, this guy was drugged by a car. Yeah, that's the one thing you got to think about. First of all, his background, I was talking about backgrounds before. You can't play too much into it. He was dragged by a car previously in an arrest, trying to arrest I believe it was a pedophile. Oh, there's that word. Watch out now. And he was dragged by a car. So, and now he's standing in front of a car, and you saw the wheels spinning before it started to really move. So he's standing in front of this car. He can't see the tires because he's directly in front of the car. He hears the engine revving up, and he's, again, directly in front of the car. She goes, and she hits him. Would he have died from that? Probably not. He probably would have just pushed off the side of the car, and they would have went and got her. He might wish that's what happened now. But she did enough for him to do that. People are coming out all across, saying that it's legitimate. It's a legitimate action of self-defense. But on the other hand, to me, it doesn't really matter that shouldn't come into play that he was dragged before. What matters is what happened right there, right then. What was going through his head, how he perceived the situation to be. Was his life in danger at the time? I imagine he thought so. I did see this a video I wanted to watch. I'm not 100% sure. Where did it go? There we go. I'm not. Oh, maybe there's some pretty nasty language in it. Oh, I'm not sure if I should play that. Maybe I should edit that out. Let's try. We'll try if it gets too bad, because I haven't watched the video, but I watched it. Well, I watched it with the sound off, so I didn't hear all the swearing. But I guess this guy walks in to a anti-ICE protest with a megaphone defending ICE, and he gets, I guess the narrative is that he got threatened, and an ICE officer comes over and handles it.
We should go, man. We should go. Let's go.
Keep your fucking hey. This is a woman, but you will get hurt, buddy. Keep your fucking hands to yourself.
Let's go, man.
Keep your fucking hands.
We're
nonviolent.
Let's go.
We're nonviolent.
Let's go.
It's peaceful.
Let's go.
We're staying peaceful.
Let's go.
Hey, let's go. Patriots, get out of here. We need some backup. We need some backup, boys. This is peaceful.
We're peaceful. We're peaceful.
Pretty harsh.
Let's go.
Hey, let's Patriots, get out of here. We need some backup, boys. We need some backup, boys. This is peaceful.
We're peaceful.
We're peaceful.
Walk away.
Everybody back up. Everybody back up.
Don't hurt anybody. Don't hurt anybody, and there won't be a problem.
That's what we're trying to do.
Don't assault people.
See,
There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. They could have arrested those people for assault. As far as I'm concerned, they got off easy. Did I like saying that? No, not really, but yeah, kind of. It's a crazy time we live in, that's for sure. You know, Obama deported 3 million people. 3 million people. Did you hear all this stuff about ICE back then? Was everybody after ICE when Obama was doing it? No? I wonder why. I wonder why they're up in arms now. Could it be because Trump's in office? Oh my goodness. You know, Trump could cure cancer and they would still find a reason to hate it. It's ridiculous. People have become so subverted, so confused. They can see the video now, and yet it doesn't matter. They don't see the video. They see what they want. Let's check out a couple comments here real quick. Distraction from Epstein files and the genocide in Palestine. I'm embarrassed to be Jewish, guys. I mean, I don't think it's a distraction. There are distractions for sure out there. Yeah, but I'm not sure it's a distraction. What else we got over here? Oh, murdered mom. See, that's the thing. People are calling it a murder. There's all kind of politicians. I didn't have time to find all the clips, but there's politicians out there all over the place calling this a murder. Now you take these followers of these politicians. There's people that love every politician, right? They're these whatever. So they watch their favorite politician go out there and call this a outright murder of an American mom just trying to drive down the street. She was just trying to get away. Just trying to get away because the cop was trying to. Oh, there we go. Wait. She never saw the guy who shot her in the face. She was pretty occupied with the guy trying to get in. The guy. You mean the officer? The officer that told her to stop? It's not like it was just some guy, some carjacker. He was pretty clearly an agent. Pretty clear. I'm not sure about the numbers for Biden. I don't think that's the case. I wonder how Biden deported 2.5 million people at a cost of $10,500 per individual, but Trump deported 600,000. They say it's less and a price of 70,000 per person. That's your money. I don't know where you're getting your facts or your narratives. She committed attempted murder on a federal agent, tried to flee the scene, impeded federal law enforcement, and probably some other crimes. I've seen other people say that she was following them around all day and this and that. I'm not sure that. I think she was paid protest, but I've seen reports that she dropped her kid off somewhere right before she went there. And they were just happened to be driving through. Who knows? There's so many different reports out there. That's why I say hold. Just relax for a second. It's not going to help anything to go out there and protest and scream and yell. We got protests going on in Portland now. Protests going on in Minneapolis. It's a dangerous time. Full of subverted people who just want a reason to protest. Just want a reason to get out there. So yeah, we got to hold. Just wait. hold back just a little bit. All the facts will come out. The FBI took the lead on it. I don't have much faith in the FBI, though. So who knows if all the facts are going to come out. But luckily, it was on video. Good thing. Good thing for that ICE officer it was on video. We can't have politicians. I think the Minneapolis you know what, real quick. That's the other thing. Ashley Babbitt. It's interesting to me how the same people that can go out there and completely just, tear Ashley Babbitt to shreds, make fun of her, laugh about her death, yada, 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 are the same people crying and whining about this lady. Ashley Babbitt didn't have a deadly weapon. She wasn't driving a deadly weapon either. Was she 100% in the right? Yeah, you can't say that. But this woman here was 100% in the wrong, like 100% in the wrong. What would you do if you were standing in front of that car and the engine's revving? Forget the fact that he's been dragged before. I mean, that probably plays into his, he's like, oh my gosh, not again type situation, I imagine. So that has to come into play. It has to. But put yourself in that position. You have maybe what? 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds, something like that. And you have to make a decision. Personally, I might have just jumped out of the way, but who knows? Good for him. You can't like this garbage. Come on, shoot. What does that that lady's clearly a bit unhinged. I'm your grandmother. Just take a minute, relax. Let all the crazies go out there. They're going to go out there. They're going to protest. Governor Walz is asking the nation to get out there and protest. Gee, I wonder why he's grabbing onto this situation so closely. I wonder why he is villainizing the federal government. It's so important to vilify the federal government. I wonder what's going on. Maybe it's got something to do with the investigations going on in Minnesota. Maybe it's got something to do with the biggest theft from the American people probably ever. Your tax money. We should all be upset about that. And where are the arrests? When are we going to see somebody perp walked that matters? Like not just some nobodies just to fill the arrest record and we can get, oh, what? We arrested these people over here. We did. We arrested these people. They have been arrested. And then, we all start following the story because the news cycle is so dang fast moving. They're hoping we forget about Somalia. They arrest those people. They put them into court and then people stop watching and they just, most of them get off anyway. It's the same thing that's probably going to happen with Epstein files. If someone goes to jail over Epstein, it might be one name we know and some other people just to satisfy the hungry people. Support Democrats. We can't do that. We can't do that. No good. That governor, so you have to be careful. I know, but he should be in jail. He should be in jail. He talked about mobilizing the National Guard against federal agents. How is that okay?
Within minutes of the shooting, went on TV and called it domestic terrorism. What is she, hiding her face like her ICE agents now? She can't show her face either? By the way, is this what the $800 billion went to? Every day we see her after there's some new tragedy in Homeland, she's wearing a different outfit with a different hat. I mean, come on, guys, she looks ridiculous. She's not just an embarrassment to the country. She's an embarrassment to you and the president. Okay, she deserves to be removed from her job by the president, and if not impeached, not just for her complete failures in Homeland, but her destruction of FEMA. She's not even running the department. You guys know this. You guys know she's not running Homeland. Your governors and you all, when you need your FEMA money, you don't call Noam, you call Corey. You know she's not running the place. She's a complete and utter embarrassment. By the way, every Homeland Secretary has come in front of this committee once a Congress. I'd like to know the date she's coming. When is she coming?
Napping. What? Man, it's easy to forget that we're all Americans, isn't it? Isn't it easy to forget that? It's so easy. They make it so easy for us all to forget that we're Americans first. We're not left and right. There's the fringe on both sides. There's the fringe left and the fringe right too. We have them on both sides. I'd argue the left has more. That's for sure. That's for sure. Because the left's more of an emotional animal. The left comes to their conclusions based on emotions, which of course makes them easier to manipulate. It makes them easier to lead into the direction that the puppet masters want them to go. Just by emotion. Look how bad this looks. Get out there and protest. Hurry up. We need destruction on our streets. We need chaos and violence. We need it. We need it. The right tends to use more critical thinking and facts on their side, so it seems to be harder to get them to manipulate the right, but it can be done. We're emotional beasts. We're all emotional beasts. We all use emotion. We put it in there somewhere. It's important to look at things black and white. Like I was just talking to somebody today, and they were saying, how come, I shouldn't be messing with these roofers, these guys that are working. They're working. They're working. And I'm like, yeah, I think that everyone should be, all the legal aliens should be removed. And he said, he was like, he didn't think so. And then I said, look, you got two old ladies, just this cute old lady, whatever, old Mexican lady, old whatever, illegal alien. You got two of them. One is going to the food bank and volunteering, going to the feed the homeless and do the good stuff. She's all good. She does good stuff. She's still an illegal alien, but she does all good stuff, right? Good person, whatever. Then you got the other one on the other side, same lady, whatever you want to call it. So it's the same. Got to control. And this lady is sucking off the American teat and getting free this and free that, sucking up our resources. And if you go, hey, which one should we deport? Most people are going to say, well, I guess the one that's not doing the right thing. That's part of the problem because that's using emotions to come to your conclusion. And then you say the other one, the one that's doing all the good stuff should be able to stay, right? She should be able to stay. She's helping. She's doing good stuff. But we're a nation of laws, not of emotions, not of men. A nation of laws. If you use emotion to say that lady should be able to stay and that lady should have to go, where's the line? Where do you draw the line then? Is there one? Do you go case by case? And who decides if it's a good person or a bad person or whatever? That area gets too sticky. Too many variables, too many emotions locked up into that. Instead, you have to take the emotions out of it. You have to look at it black and white. We are a nation of laws. The woman who's doing and sucking off the American teat, I just like saying that word, teat.
Shut up.
Yeah, whatever. The lady that's sucking off the teat and doing the wrong thing, she should definitely go. And so should the other one, because they're both illegal aliens. If we cloud that line between the two, it only runs into problems. It only causes issues. They make her out to be just a hero, whatever. It shouldn't matter what she was before that. I mean, it plays into it some. If you're going to like a court case, of course you want to look at that, the character of the person. You got to apply that a little bit, but only a little bit. Otherwise, you get it all clouded up. That's my thoughts on the ICE shooting. I'm not sure what's going on in Portland. I saw a report that one of the ones that were shot was a member of whatever that ridiculous name gang is. I forget it now. So let's move on. So just last week they had a message. They had a march in DC for the 5th anniversary of J6. I put a video out on January 6th. They're suggesting how they should behave. I was very worried that it was going to turn into a nightmare. I know the clowny ass protesters that live in DC and go to DC. I've stood across street corners from them and in their faces, and they're in my faces, and I've been on the front lines with all that garbage. So I have a certain set of skills. Yes. Wrong. Oh, dang. Anyway, I've experienced with them. So I was thinking that it was going to be a nightmare. I was thinking there was going to be problems. It went well, I think. I'll play this real quick. I am actually going to play a clip of myself on my own show. What's wrong with me? As far as the J6 thing goes, on January 6th, they're going to do that march. And I just wonder, because I know these people from DC, these clowns, these absolute clowns that go out there and protest, but they don't really protest. Their whole goal is to shut down your First Amendment right. That's their whole goal, just to shut down your First Amendment right so that you can't speak. They want to shut you down. They do so with insults and all kinds of triggering actions. They use megaphones and turn the little sirens on, just leave them on so they don't even have to hold a button down. It's just like the laziest protesting ever. I think they just need to be aware of these trolls and stuff so that they don't get pulled in. They don't smack the camera away. They don't do whatever, because there is nothing more. There's nothing that those trolls and those angry agitators and that kind of stuff, nothing they want more than to trigger and get a headline to read, J6 are arrested in DC for 100%. Violent yada yada. That's what they want. But I'm a little concerned that some of the J6ers are unfamiliar with that kind of stuff, that kind of behavior, those kind of tactics, and so on and so forth, are going to get triggered, and they're going to make that viral video with some kind of reaction or whatever. He couldn't handle that. He wanted to lash out like a child, and you can't behave that way when you're in those situations, because guess what? Then the other side wins. So for those J6ers that are going down there, be careful. And the number one tool that you can use against those clowns down in DC. Pay attention now. Yes, attention. Important stuff. The most important tool, the most effective and most important tool you can use against those clowns down there is ridicule. Ridicule. Laugh and point. Laugh and point. That is something that they couldn't stand, because the one thing about those people is I've said this so many times before, they take themselves so serious. So when you ridicule them, it really shuts them down. They don't know how to react to that. If you yell insults back at them, man, that just feeds them. That's what they want. So really, all you really have to do is do ridicule. They end up leaving usually when you do that. I mean, these guys will be there for a purpose, so I know they'll stay until the end of the walk, and then maybe they'll go down to Freedom Corner. Who knows? So they'll be there for the duration today. But on the regular, they would come down to Freedom Corner and they would stay there for like an hour, maybe an hour. It was always an hour, about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. But whenever that number would hit, they would just instantly go from screaming and yelling to they would just pack up and leave. It was almost like they were getting paid to do it. It was almost like they were getting paid to do it. I would never make such an accusation like that. Who knows? That would be just total speculation. But if I was to speculate, I would say that they were getting paid. So for those J6ers that are going down there, hear me, ridicule. Yep, ridicule. It works because they have to take themselves seriously. I say it all the time. These clowns out of here need to take themselves. When I pissed them off the most was when I would make fun of them. I said this the other day. There was a time when I'll be on my live stream recording or whatever, and I'd put them on the camera and then I'd point at them and I'd laugh, and they would get so mad. They can't handle it because they have to be taken serious. What's going on in the comments over here? Yeah, trolls just want to bait people into looking stupid. They don't ever try to win the debate. They're not interested in winning the debate. You need to familiarize yourself. It's very simple. You don't even have to read the whole book if you don't want to. Just check out Rules for Radicals, the 12 Rules for Radicals. I think it's number 6. Ridicule. Ridicule. It works on them as well. But you got to do it in a good way. You got to go against them in a way that makes you look good. You can't do it in a way that makes you look bad, because then we both look bad. It's like I saw some of the videos down there in for the march, and like you flip to one channel and it's someone marching, and they got the people that are marching, and Mickey's on there and Ashley Babbitt's mother, and they're talking and they're giving little speeches, and they're marching and laying a wreath down for Ashley Babbitt and all that kind of stuff. It's great. You see them doing that. It's wonderful. That's something that you wouldn't have seen, 15 years ago, obviously, because you didn't have live streams. So people didn't have a chance to see that stuff raw. It was always through the lens of the news media, right? But on the other hand, then you have other live streamers that are down there that are, all about the drama, trying to get the drama, which isn't necessarily bad, because I look at it like this. There's people at home that are on the edge, right? That they think they might want to go out there and protest or stand with patriots or whatever. And they might be on that border where they were thinking about doing it. People on the cusp of getting involved may look at those videos and see both sides being nasty. I'm referring to the ones when the live streamers instigating the other side, calling names, looking ugly, trying to get a viral video going. And they might think, I don't want to stand with nasty people. I don't want to go out there and stand with just nasty people that are, both sides are looking nasty. They're both yelling names and stuff and whatever. But on the other hand, those kind of videos show them what it looks like on the front lines when you really go out there and stand. So some people might be scared to do it, but then they see those videos and go, oh, it's not so bad. It's important to show it. It's okay to show it. It's important to. But you got to do it so that you don't look like a schmuck when you do it. You can't do it and make our side look bad. You know, there's one of the protesters from one of the particularly useless protesters that are from down in DC that I dealt with down there and whatever. Is a lady named Patricia Aguino. She was actually a J6er as well. Well, she won't admit it. There's a video of her getting arrested, but before that, there's a video of what happened and why. So she's down there. And watch, she's I'll pause it here. Okay. So that's her there laughing. She's in the middle of a bunch of MAGA. She's laughing. She's got her siren on, her stupid megaphone that just goes woo, just constantly. All you do is hit a button. It's the laziest crap ever. And here's what happened. Now here's the issue. That lady on the left grabs the megaphone because she can't handle it. That's the thing. That's what I thought was going to happen down there at the J6 thing, because you had a lot of J6ers that were locked up or on house arrest or whatever, and haven't been out there on the front lines dealing with these loser protesters and understanding and figuring it out how to work those people, how to defeat them, essentially. So they didn't know. They don't know. So I was worried that was going to happen. Now this lady grabs the megaphone, and then it almost appears as if she tries to stab her with her flagpole. Hang on.
In the name of Christ! In the name of Christ!
Right here, right about now. Look, she's looking right there. She's got it like a spear. I mean, that's not good. Cool, she hit it.
We rebuke you, Satan! We rebuke you, you demon! You fucking demon! You evil fucking demon!
Now you got one guy there with a ridiculous outfit on, trying to with paint on it. You know, he's got a good message on there, but Ashley Babbitt was murdered. But he's out there with this ridiculous suit, and he looks like a moron. He looks ridiculous. He's screaming nasty things in the background. Why? Does that make him look good? No, it does not make him look good. It doesn't make us look good. It makes both sides look bad. We can't look bad. We can't. There's all the cameras around. They're sleeping at each other. That guy got involved. He just took her megaphone and ran off, I believe, right? Or no? Yeah, looks like it. They're all saying get her, get her. That's ugly. It might feel good, but it's ugly. And it makes us look bad.
We rebuke you in the name of Christ, you fucking demon!
We rebuke you in the name of Christ, you F word. Come on, man. Can you do better than that? How about we rebuke you in the name of Christ? That's it. We rebuke you in the name of Christ. Okay, cool. That's cool. Doesn't look very Christian to follow it up with you effing demon.
Jesus is king! Jesus is king! Jesus is king! Jesus is king! Jesus is king!
Pretty sure he wouldn't approve. Let me zoom forward. There's a video of her actually getting arrested. Oh, there's more of the fighting and whatever. So a police officer comes up behind her. Actually, it's a Secret Service agent, comes up behind her and arrests her. And again, MAGA's not looking good. They surround her. She's breaking a little bit, you can tell. She's trying to hold it together so she doesn't fall apart. I mean, did she deserve to be the one to be arrested? I'm not 100% sure. But look at all the smiles and look at all the grifting effing live streamers with their cameras out trying to get it. The ones from Portland and whatever.
Feel good? Feel good? Get back! Get back! USA! 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 USA!
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. We shouldn't like it either. We should rebuke that. What Trump has separated this country so much? What Trump has separated this country so much? The country became very, very divided when Barack Obama was in office. He did a great job of dividing the country. Dems have separated themselves from America. Murdering maggot mofos. Man, we got to get past this rhetoric. We got to get past this stuff. We keep down this road, we're like heading towards civil war. We're headed towards more violence. That's almost for sure. We don't need more violence. We need to understand that we're all Americans and generally want all the same things. Lower taxes, safe neighborhoods. We want all the same things. For some reason, it just always seems like we don't. Is that the narrative being pushed? I'm pretty sure. Yes, the divider in chief. The left is hostile. I mean, you're not necessarily wrong. They seem to be, don't they? But that doesn't really help, right? Putting assigning that, because there's hostile people on the right too. We have to be honest about it. We have to be honest about it. Like that shooting, and did that ICE agent have to shoot her? I mean, probably not. Probably didn't have to. And she should have done what she did, but anyone that's giving it to you, anyone that's coming off, like it's all 100% this side or 100% this side, is being disingenuous to you. They're pushing a narrative usually. Let's see if I have this on here still. It's just lazy. It's lazy to say that. And see, I seen the Minnesota police put out a statement asking politicians to stop using inflammatory language. Doesn't help anything, right? How dare those people try to draw attention? You don't like any protesting because you're anti-American. I spent a month in DC protesting, basically living there. I've been out there. I spent time at Freedom Corner. I went in and visited the prisoners. I am anything but that, but it's clear. Hang out and watch some more. Subscribe, like, and share. Do all that stuff. Check out my store, by the way, shop.magamericans.com. Dang it. I think it's pinned in the comments. Maybe. If it's not there, it's in the dang description. We simply have to do better. Give me 1 second here. Let me put this up here. No. We have to do better. And we can do better. But we have to remember that we're Americans. That's the base. That's the bottom line. We're Americans first. Let's act like it. I don't hate anybody because they have different views than me. America is going to get a surprise during the World Cup. At FBI. At FBI. Getting nasty out there. It's important we remember that, man, we just got to be nicer to each other. We can get our point across without destroying the other person or tearing them down. We don't need to do that. We aren't the same. We have different beliefs and values. Yeah, that's true. Everyone's not a carbon copy unless you're subscribed to the group mentality, which is typically on the left. On the right, too. We can't subscribe to that. Give me 1 second here. Let me get me a quick refill, and I'll be right back. What should I play? Should I play a video for you? Let's see. What's good? Where'd it go? I had one. NASA guy just tried to swing at the border patrol. Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on here. I'll be right back. We're going to put this on the screen here, full screen.
You're all fucking Nazis. You're a fucking Nazi. You don't care? You're a fucking Nazi.
Ugly.
Pussy. Pussy. Yeah, pussy. You're a fucking Nazi.
You're Nazi. You're Nazi. So ugly. And the left is the media has pushed this, has gotten us to the point. Why didn't any of this stuff happen back when Obama was deporting people? Yeah, we're allowed to have different views and all that kind of stuff. We're allowed to have that. That's okay to have that. But we need to go out and have those debates. We need to take your ideas and my ideas and put them up for a debate. In the, as I always say, the arena of ideas. People burn the flag in Minneapolis. Where's the one thing I thought I shared it? The JD Vance's comments today. They were outstanding. Let me see here. I know I had it on here somewhere. Let's see here. It's worth the wait.
Somebody sent me a.
There we go. Here it is. He says it so well. And this is most of the problem right here.
When I was actually walking out here, somebody sent me a photo of a CNN headline about what happened in Minneapolis. And this is the headline. I'm just going to read it. Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well,
outrage after he kills a U.S. citizen. That's the headline across the country. ICE agent murders American citizen. ICE agent kills an American citizen. That's all it says. But that doesn't tell the whole story. That just tells the narrative.
Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well, that's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack over the last 24 hours. And I say attack very, very intentionally, because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people. The way that the media, by and large, has reported this story has been an absolute disgrace, and it puts our law enforcement officers at risk every single day. What that headline leaves out is the fact that that very ICE officer nearly had his life ended, dragged by a car 6 months ago, 33 stitches in his leg. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive about somebody ramming him with an automobile? What that headline leaves out is that that woman was there to interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation in the United States of America. What that headline leaves out is that that woman is part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault, and to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job. If the media wants to tell the truth, they ought to tell the truth that a group of left-wing radicals have been working tirelessly, sometimes using domestic terror techniques to try to make it impossible for the president of the United States to do what the American people elected him to do, which is enforce our immigration laws. The president stands with ICE. I stand with ICE. We stand with all of our law enforcement officers. And part of that is recognizing that you people in the media, not everybody in this room, but many people in this room have been lying about this attack. She was trying to ram this guy with her car. He shot back. He defended himself. He's already been seriously wounded in law enforcement operations before. And everybody who's been repeating the lie that this is some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer shot at her, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you. Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Vice.
Simple, guys. Facts. Look at the facts. Look at the facts. Look where her car wheel was turned. Look how she hit the gas relatively hard. Fair enough, she was on probably some slippery stuff. After all the attacks, the attacks against ICE agents is up 1,300%. Death threats against ICE agents is up 8,000%. Why didn't that happen when Obama was deporting 3 million people? Because Trump wasn't in office then. It was Obama. It was their guy. So that didn't happen. That shows you right there how twisted the media is. They didn't say anything about it then. We were the ones screaming about kids in cages. Obama built those cages. We were the ones screaming that stuff. Now you got Trump doing it, and ICE is the worst thing ever. Don't people see? Don't they see the difference? It's like night and day. It's okay if Obama does it. It's not okay if Trump does it. Somebody there said something about Obama didn't, what was it? Obama didn't call a whole race of people rapists and murderers. Neither did Trump. The media told you that he did. The media told you that he did. So, of course, then you believe it. And as soon as you hear it, you'll turn around and spit it out everywhere you can, regurgitating it. J.D. Vance is a pedophile. Okay. This is delusional. I've seen more dangerous driving at a Chick-fil-A drive-thru. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. He was not in danger. He was absolutely in danger. 100% he was in danger. 100%. Barbara is not a troll. Back off. I wonder what the next narrative is going to be. Cities not cooperating with ICE are making it dangerous. You know, they don't even have, it doesn't even have to be cooperation. Like I said before, the local governments don't have to cooperate with ICE. They don't have to. But they can absolutely not impede or work against the federal agents. That's what they're doing. They're calling them murderers. Elected officials are calling them murderers. Murderers are evil. So if you go up against evil, what are you then? You're a hero. You're virtuous. You're saving America. by impeding ICE agents from deporting un-American, not Americans. Yeah, I'll admit sometimes it seems a bit sloppy. Some of these ICE agents probably could use a little bit more training. That's, you got to be honest about it. They're still federal officers. When they tell you to get out of the car, get out of the car. When they tell you to stop, stop. When they tell you to give them your license, give them your license. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. More importantly, let us remember again that we are all Americans. And we need to act like it. It's disheartening, it's worrisome, but hold. We'll figure it out. Everything's going to come out. Everything's going to be fine. I want you all to remember that. Just hold. Give yourself 24 hours before you come to any actual conclusions. Anyway. Well, I am going to move on. We're going to get to work early tomorrow. I want you guys to sit, face not here, so I'm going to tell you for her, smile at a stranger. And I'll tell you what I always say, pray for your enemies. And if just now when I said that, you thought of somebody and then, I can't pray for that person.
Wrong.
Pick that person and go pray for that person. From the heart, mean it. It does you good. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Hope you have a great Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good weekend coming up. I think I'm going to start doing the weekend morning shows. So make sure you follow and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And maybe we'll see you early Saturday morning. I'll have a couple little announcements to make then. I won't make them now. I'm not allowed to. But you have to tune in on Saturday morning at 6 a.m. sharp. Yeah, I'm up early. God bless. Smile to stranger. Pray for your enemies. It's going to be all right.